I told myself I was not going to get too excited with the win. But let's go! Everybody, welcome back into another video. Definitely do me a huge favor, smack up that like button and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. On this channel, we're covering the Arizona Cardinals throughout the entirety of the 2024 season, so subscribe it up. It's absolutely for free, and we're on the road to 15K, and I can't do it without you guys, so subscribe it up. So let's talk about this game, ladies and gentlemen. Monday Night Football game on a doubleheader. The Cardinals win by 2 points against the Los Angeles Chargers. What a day to be alive. Now, I'm going to try to temper my expectations, right? I'm not going to get too excited, not going to get too high. I've been told multiple times that, hey, you need to even kill, right? Okay, so we're going to even kill this game. Overall, a good performance by the team as an entirety, right? In terms of complimentary football, this is pretty close, right? Pretty close as it gets. The offensive side of the ball, we're going to deep dive into them a little later on, but man, what a performance by the defense. What a performance by this defense. And this is a defense that I don't give credit to very often, right? Especially when they don't do very well. I always kind of give them a pass and say, well, we know what this defense is, right? But when they play well, I like to come out here and actually give them kudos to where kudos is due. And this defense came out and only allowed field goal to this LA Chargers team. And, yes, I understand that, Justin Herbert doesn't have his same weapons that he used to have. That's true. He doesn't have the same weapon. He doesn't have, Allen. He doesn't have Mike Williams, but his tight end was getting really, really busy today. And Will Dissly, former Seattle Seahawk, this man was eating in our defense. Like, he was eating us alive. 8 receptions, 81 yards, and it seems like he was the biggest impactful player on their side of the ball. I thought this was going to be a slugfest in terms of whoever's going to be running the ball the best, because I thought that their run game was going to be more efficient. But kudos to this defense again for allowing J.K. Dobbins for only going 14 carries, 40 yards. This defense deserves all the praise. They really do. This defense deserves a lot of praise because they showed up. They allowed this Cardinals to be put in a situation where, although I might not have agreed the way the last drive ended, I wanted the Cardinals to play for a touchdown, but obviously, right, the Cardinals win, so I'm not going to squabble about it too much, but absolutely overall, great win as a organization just in general, right? 3 wins for the Cardinals, 2-2 at home, amazing. I'll take that in a heartbeat. Now, let's talk about this Arizona Cardinal offense real quick, right? Let's talk about the positives. Kyler Murray getting involved with his legs. We all said this. When Kyler Murray improvs, he's the best. He's the best. He's the best. He's not a pocket quarterback. That's not who Kyler Murray is. Kyler Murray is not a pocket quarterback. So he had an explosive run. He ended up the stat line with 6 carries, 64 yards, 1 touchdown. And we've said this before, when Kyler Murray has over 50 yards on the ground, that somehow translates to a win. It usually does. But James Conner, man, what a game from James Conner. 19 carries, 101 yards, and he also got involved in the receiving game too. 2 receptions, 51 yards. You gotta love to see it. James Conner is amazing. Amazing. Great guy, great weapon to have. Trey McBride. Almost kind of forgot about that name, right? Trey McBride also had another really good game as well. 5 receptions, 51 yards, and he made a lot of good plays, and I mean a lot of good plays for the Arizona Cardinals. Overall, this offense, right? A couple different things happened. Now, I'm going to start by saying this game is really weird, right? Because within the first 8 minutes of this game, we saw an interception because Kyler Murray was not throwing the ball high enough. So there was a lot of bat downs, where I guess 2 bat downs, one of them attributed to a interception from a defensive lineman. And then the Cardinals, caused a fumble and the Cardinals got it back. And then there was another fumble. It was just a lot of crazy things happened within the first 8 minutes of this game. Defense was showing out, and it really just depended on who was going to run the ball the best, right? The Cardinals did that. The Cardinals ran the ball the best. One thing I'm worried about is that Justin Herbert got so involved with the passing game that it wasn't even funny, right? 27 for 39, 349 yards for Justin Herbert. Let me say one thing. This guy is a very, very good quarterback. He gets any of his weapons involved. It doesn't matter that he doesn't have Allen. Doesn't matter that he doesn't have Mike Williams. He somehow got Will Dissly involved. Joshua Palmer, Ladd McConkey, which is a rookie. He gets these weapons involved, and that's what you want to see from a franchise quarterback. Now, let's talk about Kyler Murray real quick. I think Kyler Murray had a pretty decent game, right? I don't think it was great. I don't think it was bad. I think it was actually a good game. I think it was a good game. Could the Cardinals could have been better? Yes, they absolutely could have. One thing that always sticks out to me is the production in our wide receiving core. The production in the wide receiving core is crazy how low production we had, right? Or we have. Greg Dortch, shout out to him. 1 reception, 5 yards, 1 touchdown. But that seems to be the stat line of what these wide receivers are, right? Like for some reason, this offense, and I'm not sure if it's the wide receivers, the quarterback, Drew Petzing. I don't care who it is. Just fix it. Why this Arizona Cardinals offense cannot seem to get these wide receivers going is beyond me, right? Now, obviously, we're not going to focus too much on it because a win's a win, right? We're not going to look too much deep into it. Obviously, I'm going to when the All-22 film drops, but that's definitely something that needs to be addressed. There was a couple plays that Marvin Harrison Jr. was open. Even the announcer said it. Kyler Murray threw the ball to Marvin Harrison Jr., almost got him decapitated. Not acceptable. That's not okay. We need to get all these things corrected because although our offense on the ground was great, our passing attack could have been better. Now, I think Kyler Murray did put this team on his back. When it was time for it to come, put the team on his back, he did that, right? So I got to give kudos to where kudos is due. Kyler Murray had a good game. Was it great? No. But this offense wasn't great in general, right? You can't blame that all on Kyler. You can't blame it all on Drew. Or actually, you can blame the whole situation that happened with Drew Petzing where he decided to do 2 straight tune pushes, 2 straight tune pushes, and all we needed was like a yard or 2, and we didn't get it in the first time, but then we doubled down. Yes, blame that on Drew. I don't know what Drew Petzing was doing or why we took the ball out of the hands of James Conner or Kyler Murray. I get it. You wanted to do a tune push on the 3rd down. Okay, that's fine. But don't double down on it. Come on now, don't double down. But overall, I think a very good performance overall. But if I were to give a game ball out, it would have to be to the defensive side of the ball. Like, we caused pressure to Justin Herbert, although he got his numbers, right? His numbers were still pretty explosive. Like, we got 3 sacks on him. Like, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Let's take a look who had sacks. We had Ben Still, Dante Stills, and Naquan Jones. 3 sacks. Cardinals defense showed out. They really did. The Cardinals defense showed out. They were a perfect example of bend but don't break, right? We bend, and boy did we bend a lot because there was like a lot of 3rd and longs, and boy did we bend, but we didn't break. We only allowed field goals, which was very, very important, right? At the end of the day, very, very important. So, couple things to take away from this game. I'm happy we won. Oh boy, am I happy we won. Of course I am. But we still are dealing with the situations that we've been talking about for weeks from the beginning of the season. Why can't the Cardinals figure out what's happening with Marvin Harrison Jr.? And not just that, right? Marvin Harrison Jr.'s name is thrown out so many times because he's the 4th overall pick. But it's the entire wide receiving core not getting involved with this offense is very concerning. Because if you're going to be playing any other team but the Chargers, we might not have won this game. We might not have. So we got to take that and learn from what happened. And we got to get these wide receivers involved. That's Marvin, that's Michael, that's Greg Dortch, Zay Jones as well. So, ladies and gentlemen, overall, what are your thoughts? Are you excited about this win? I think anytime the Cardinals win, it's a good time to be alive. Seriously. But what are your thoughts on the 2024 Arizona Cardinals so far being 3-4? This is huge because this is a win in the right direction. We are now staying within the division race. We've talked about it. The best thing going for the Cardinals right now is this NFC West is not the NFC best anymore. It's the NFC less, I guess if you want to call it. We are still within this division race. That is huge. Next week is Miami. What are your thoughts on this game here, ladies and gentlemen? Let me know in the comments below. Appreciate y'all for tuning in as always. Have a great rest of your day and go Cardinals.